Hey, I'm a mean vegan, so I'm going to judge you based on your actions. So, this is the top 10 crazy meat eater excuses that we hear on a regular basis based off of ignorance, selfishness, and greed, and lack of care to do the proper research. Protein, I need my protein because I'm a big tough bodybuilder and I play professional sports. Right. Most of them are couch potatoes. Protein. Has anyone ever died of protein deficiency that you have ever heard of? Not me. Yet the leading killer, heart disease, is caused by animal cholesterols. So they're worried about something no one's ever died of, but are not concerned about the leading killer. Makes sense to me. Logical. So, is protein actually an issue? No. Most get too much and wind up pooping it out. Many top natural bodybuilders, veganbodybuilding.com, for example, are vegan. A lot of UFC fighters, some NFL players, Olympians, plenty of athletes are vegan. So there's no concern for protein. Beans, peanut butter, hummus, most foods have some protein in it. Don't even worry about it because you're not a tough bodybuilder who needs all this protein anyways. And what's the next excuse? History. We've always done it. Why stop now? Well, we've done a lot of sick things in history. The Holocaust, slavery, rape, oppression of women. That doesn't justify it just because people have always done something. We always have stolen. We always have raped. We've always have abused some forms, taken advantage of others. That doesn't make it any more right, so stop coming up with that lame excuse. Let's see other silly excuses we got here. Plants, oh, the poor plants, they feel pain. Well, if you pity the plants, you'll go vegan because we consume less plants. They feed our corn and grains to animals, and you only get 1 pound of meat for every about 8 to 10 pounds of corn or feed you give the animal. So if you feed a chicken or a pig, you're losing most of your resources versus eating the crops directly. Plus, it doesn't kill the crop to harvest it. They regrow, or you pick the apple off the tree. So it's kind of a silly and illogical excuse, to say the least. Plus, they're not mammals like us. They don't have a central nervous system to feel pain. They don't have blood. They don't have hearts, lungs. They don't have brains like you. Like, use it. Let me see. It's expensive. Okay, I agree. I mean, if you buy the processed stuff, it costs a little more money. Yes, but you value what you put in your body and other lives, I would think, would outweigh that. But you can eat very cheap on a vegan diet. Mexican food, Indian food, Italian food, Greek food, all easily made vegetarian. So Chinese food, if I didn't mention that. So it's very easy and can be actually cheaper and healthier. The cheaper is usually healthier. The animals will overpopulate and take over the universe. Actually, humans are overpopulated, 8 billion of them, and we're the most destructive. Look up podwaddle.com, POODWADDLE.com for some scary-ass statistics. So, while you think that animals will overpopulate, no, we've actually force breed them. It's pretty common, look it up. They basically put on an arm condom and stick it in the cow's vagina to force breed them to keep them pregnant, keep them producing, so they can keep getting the milk and dairy, and we steal and kill off and rape the calves for veal. So, very sick industry. Next excuse. I like my meat. Yeah, you're so important. You like something. You think they like to be tortured, kept in tiny cages? Check out meatvideo.com. I dare you to watch that and share it with your friends. If you're not scared to see the truth, you should want to know the truth of what you put in your body. So have some respect for yourself and others. So liking something doesn't make it right. I'm sure a child molester likes what they do. I'm sure a rapist likes what they do. Liking something, think of the victim's perspective, not your own. That's very self-centered. You need it for the health reasons. Okay, you might have a tiny, minute point here, except recent studies have shown vegetarians and vegans live longer on average. They've done that with Rastafarians, Hare Krishna, Buddhists, and Seventh-day Adventists. who have been vegetarian for a very long time. So veganhealth.org will break it all down for you. They're by registered dietitians, so it's very credible. It lists all the sources of things, so you don't have to worry. And pcrm.org has some decent info by doctors. You can do some research online yourself. We live longer on average, so don't worry about your health, right? You'll be okay, I think. But back to, I mentioned religions that they've done long-term studies on. That's the next excuse. God says it's okay. Okay. Does your God say it's necessary today, this day and age, in 2000 and such? Does your God say it's a bad thing to not consume it? No. So we evolved and we realized we have no necessity today in this year. So your religion is a poor excuse to exploit animals. They especially treat them in this fashion and consume as many as we do. Most people eat about 75 animals a year, between 50 and 75. So stop hiding behind your religion to condone violence, especially with what we know today. And it actually can reduce world hunger, is best for our environment, our healthcare system, and of course animals that are factory farmed is anything but natural. So with what we know today, there's no justification in that respect. Religious people should be first for it, since it can reduce hunger, the environment, and everything. The other thing is, they're just animals. Who cares? Well, you're an animal. We're mammals. We all suffer the same. So stop putting your life or little pleasures for an instant of taste in front of theirs. That animal rights is basically leave them alone. That's all I expect from people. You don't have to do anything for animals. Leave them alone. Animals' rights to be left alone. And that brings us to our next silly excuse. People problems come first. I actually agree with that, but the funny thing is, animal rights is a people issue. Probably one of the biggest ones. I served in the Peace Corps for years, helping various charities, nonstop helping against world hunger, food not bombs, food banks, homeless shelters, all sorts of human issues I've dealt with in the Peace Corps.gov. You can look it up if you're interested. Since you are so concerned about people, it touches me. Alright, bad acting there. But people problems come first. Yes, leaving animals alone, not eating them, can help reduce world hunger drastically, as mentioned earlier. You can look it up too. Look up those facts. It reduces world hunger drastically in the competition for all crops. We're lowering the prices. It's best for our health care system, environment. So if you care about people, then you obviously are going to want to do this just for the people. What do we got next? Oh, this is a new one I've heard. Well, not that new. I've heard it at Texas A&M when leafleting the college. Lots of field animals are killed in the harvesting of your crops, so you're causing more harm. That is true. While we should work to reduce that and find solutions to that, it takes more crops to feed to the animals, the birds and pigs. So again, your logic is flawed there, because you have to feed the animals our crops, corn and grains. So it's going to kill many more field mice to harvest those crops and snakes and such. So, fail. Bzz. I mentioned the hunger, religions, protein, history, we always have done it. Plants feel pain too. Other animals do it is the next one. Yes, other animals may eat meat out of necessity. They can't go to a grocery store and pick out thousands of different items. So, my point is here, you do not need to copy other animals. Do you sleep out in the woods naked? Do you drink out of puddles? Do you attack your dog or a pigeon walking down the street, rip their head off and try to eat them raw? Do you see roadkill and want to pounce on it? Free meat. Why go to KFC when you have a dead pigeon right there on the road? So my point is, do you copy other animals' things, or do you just copy the ones that you desire? So other animals doing it does not make it right. I don't get my morals from the wildlife, but I will let you know there's tons of wild animals that are vegan or herbivore. Elephants, gorillas, giant pandas, rhinoceroses, very big and tough animals. Buffalo, bison, deer, ox, bull, kangaroo, giraffe, manatee, iguana. I could go on and on. So you get the point. But many of our closest ancestors, like the gorilla, giant panda, elephant, rhino, you get it. Bison, buffalo, ox. So there you go. So I'm sure you've heard many more stupid, silly, ignorant excuses, reasons to eat and wear animals because we have no other fabrics to wear animal skins in this year. Time to evolve. Stop coming up with defensive excuses. Just admit you like it at the very least. Admit you like it and you're addicted. Can't argue with your taste, although I suggest you give the other foods a try. A lot of culture foods are very good. And at the very least, hunt for your own. I dare you to hunt. Hunting is better than factory farming. Check out meatvideo.com. Anything but natural. Also, you can reduce your consumption of animal products, especially chickens and pigs, which are most abused. Dairy is anything but natural. Milk is made for babies of the same species. Very simple. Would you drink a dog that is lactating or just had puppies? Would you kill off the puppies so you could drink and go suck on the udder of the mother? No, as we have here. Very unnatural, so stop being brainwashed. Stop being defensive. Your defense mechanisms kick in too often. My wife is a psychologist. She knows this very well. So just admit, fess up. That's the first step to change, that it is unnecessary today to be healthy and have lots of good options of food. So save the silly excuses. If you're a vegan or vegetarian, you heard some silly ones, leave them in the comments. And if you're a meat eater and you want to come up with one of your own, that would be funny. I can probably use it in my next video to laugh at you guys. Alright, peace. Check out meatvideo.com on factory farms if you're brave enough. And please share it.